It's time now for the BHL 11 o'clock news of this. Late Thursday night, October the 1st, 2015. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to Wiggins. I 11 o'clock news at 9:09. Top story at 11 o'clock here on this late Thursday night. The 1st of October is tragedy in Roseburg, Oregon, where 10 people were killed and another 7 injured Thursday after a 26-year-old gunman opened fire in a classroom at a community college here in Southern Oregon. Washington, a U.S. military transport plane crashed in an airfield in Afghanistan shortly after midnight on Friday, killing 11 people on board. Washington, the Obama administration on Thursday trimmed the amount of ozone allowed in the air, issued a regulation to fight smog that will prevent hundreds of thousands. A California murderer who spent more than a decade on death row in San Quentin was executed in Virginia on Thursday for a double murder in the suburbs of Washington tonight. Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy's remarks that asked Republicans created a taxpayer-funded Benghazi committee to help tank Hillary Clinton's poll numbers have handed administration and GOP critics trying to draft a conservative to challenge him for speaker. Beirut, Lebanon, after 2 days of attacks directed exclusively against insurgents opposed to the Syrian government, there is little question that Russia determined to re-establish President Bashar al-Assad as Syria's leader. It was Benjamin Netanyahu, but with a surprise twist, the Israeli Prime Minister castigated United Nations delegation for honoring the Jewish state on Thursday in a speech person with political applicable warnings. Putin's war planes are targeting the CIA's rebel friends, and the U.S. doesn't know yet that there is any way to respond. Arganagu, the leader of Burkina Faso's short-lived coup, was in police custody on Thursday after ending self-in. General Gilbert Diender, who had several times that he was willing to face justice following the September 17 push, was being. An arson and potentially triple homicide investigation in El Dorado County may be linked to a Venezuela family who had been missing since September. Suspect in some Phoenix freeway shootings plead not guilty. Exactly 1 month after Fox Lake, Illinois Police Lieutenant Charles Joseph Klinowitz was shot and killed while on duty, investigators for the first time have revealed where the gun charge came from, Klinowitz's own weapon. Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders supports alarm for some of the nation's undocumented immigrants who obtain health care coverage under the Affordable Care Act, he told Democratic lawmakers on Thursday. No decisions were made on the next steps that UAW negotiated with the trade automakers after a marathon session and union leadership that stretched the night on Thursday. 5 years after United and Continental merged, the airline's new chief executive has acknowledged what pressures and employees have been long known the combination is not working well. The SP and 500 NASDAQ closed slightly higher on Thursday, and a choppy start to the fourth quarter as investors waited for the monthly U.S. As we take a look at the stock market report today, down 12.69 points to close at 16,272.01. SP 500 up 3.79 points to close at 923.87, and NASDAQ up 6.92 points to close at 4,627.08. In Hong Kong, Tokyo, Asia stocks edged up on Friday and looked likely to end the week with tiny gains over the outlook remain grim as investors continue dumping emerging market assets as their growth expectations faded. These are layered lava flows of the Deccan Tropics, Eastern Mama, and India. Scientists think that their volcanic activity may have been contributing to the extinction of the dinosaurs some 66 million years ago. Ridley Scott's The Martian is easily one of the most anticipated movies of the year, and why wouldn't it be? For some odd reason, moviegoers think that I've seen people stranded on a deserted island trapped in a room under the case left behind. NASA spent months probing ever sharper images of dwarf planets that sent back from the Dawn spacecraft. Now that the space agency thinks that there's a pretty good guess about the source of that series of mysterious bright spots reflecting the moon's surface. October's breast Cancer Awareness Month with better time to honor the courage of Jackie Collins' fight against breast cancer than to look at some of the newest information. Researchers have developed a highly effective virus test to kill that can identify pretty much as viruses. Given the difficulties associated with identifying and treating viral diseases, this could be a major breakthrough. If you're stuck by a mad cow, stuck by a jet, and then do not have an relationship problem to your laws, fear not, your doctor has a medical diagnosis code for that. A study of more than 5 million Swedish men and women suggests that the taller you are, the greater your risk of cancer. BHL News Time, 11:04, 10:05. A travel report on this late Thursday night, the 1st of October here. As it smooths sailing on highways, byways, New England, and this late Thursday out here, seeing some slow spots and a few accidents here. As we got today in the westbound side, it's slow from 122 way in Worcester to the Mass back Norman due to an accident today in westbound side after Route 146. So expect some delays here. Mass back in the eastbound side, so for the Newton corner here, and Mass back on the westbound side, so from South Boston all the way out to Boston University here. And for 95 on the northbound side, a little slow around Route 3 in Tewksbury here, but Boston Turnpike is looking good as many other highways around New Hampshire, Maine, and all around New England and highways, byways. New England, smooth sailing there, and we got some accidents here to report. Route 2 on the westbound side, it's slow around. Doing an accident on Route 12 in Fitchburg. Another accident here on 93 on the northbound side around Route 133 in Andover, so expect some delays here, and 93 on the northbound side, an accident around Route 20 in Medford, so smooth sailing commute on this late Thursday night here as 120 on the southbound side, a little slow through Linfield and 120 on the northbound side, so from 20 right into Wakefield here. Now we're going to take a look at the MBTA alerts here. Subway system looking good. Commuter rail, it's looking good here. And on the ferries are looking good. Peter Channel News Time, level 6 time for a weather report here, and this is the latest on Walking 11 p.m. advisory here. It is central location 22.9 in the north, 74.6 in the west, max sustained winds 135 miles per hour. Category 4 storm and movement west at 3 miles an hour here. Public advisory here, extreme and dangerous category 4 hurricane Joaquin Mina over the Central Bahamas, hurricane condition control over the Central Bahamas by early Friday as summary watching warnings effect and hurricane watching effect for Central Bahamas, northwest Bahamas, including the Abilene Coast, Berry Islands, Elufa, Grand Bahama Island, the New Providence, the Eklund, Cricket Island, Magdalena, and the southeastern Bahamas. Hurricane watching effect for Bimini and Andros Islands. The Tropical storm warnings effect for remainder of the southeast Bahamas, including the Turks and Caicos Islands and Andros Islands, and the Cuban province of the Camagüey, Las Tunas, Holguin, and Guantanamo. A hurricane warning means that hurricane conditions are expected somewhere within the warning area. Hurricane watch means that hurricane conditions are possible within the watch area. And tropical warning means that tropical conditions are expected somewhere within the warning area. Interested Bermuda should monitor the progress of walking as the tropical storm or hurricane watch may be required on Friday. As for storm information specific, please monitor products issued by a local National Meteorological Service here. At 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the southern Joaquin was located in latitude 22.9 and north, longitude 74.6 to west, and Joaquin is moving toward the west near 3 miles an hour. A turn toward the north is expected on Friday, and a faster motion is toward the north as northeast as expected Friday night and Saturday on the forecast track. Of course, strongest winds at Joaquin will move near over portions of the Central Bahamas tonight and pass near over the portions of the northwest Bahamas on Friday. Max sustained winds are near 130 miles an hour with higher gusts, and Joaquin is the category 4 hurricane in the Saffir-Simpson scale. And some strength is possible tonight and Friday with some fluctuation in intensity possibly by Friday night and Saturday as hurricane force winds extending outwards up to 50 miles an hour, 85 kilometers from the center, and tropical storm force winds extending outwards up to 205 miles, 35 kilometers, and the latest minimum central pressure is made from reconnaissance aircraft data is 935 millibars. Wind hurricane conditions are expected to continue across portions of the central and southeastern Bahamas by Friday. Hurricane conditions are expected over portions of the northwestern Bahamas tonight and Friday. Tropical storm conditions will affect over portions of the southeastern Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands on Friday. Tropical storm conditions are expected over portions of the eastern Cuba by Friday morning. Here, storm surge are very dangerous and life-threatening, and surf currents will be raised water levels by as much as 6 to 12 feet above normal tide levels in the low central Bahamas and areas of onshore flow. A storm surge of 2 to 4 feet will be up normal tide levels is expected in the remainder of the Bahamas within the hurricane warning area, and then the coast, the surge will be covered by large and dangerous waves. Rainfall. Joaquin expected to produce total rainfall accumulations at total 18 inches over the central Bahamas, with estimated maximum amounts of 25 inches. Rainfall amounts of 5 to 10 inches are expected over the southeastern Bahamas, with a 2 to 4 inches over the northwestern Bahamas. This rainfall could be resulting in life-threatening and flash floods out of rain. Bands of Joaquin may affect portions of eastern Cuba, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and the Turks and Caicos Islands by Friday. Surf swell journey by Joaquin will affect portions of the Bahamas during the next few days, and it will begin to affect portions of the southeastern coast of the United States tonight and spread northward into about the weekend. This swells will likely to cause life-threatening and surf and whip current conditions. Regardless of Joaquin's track, a prolonged period of elevated water levels and large waves will affect the mid-Atlantic region, causing significant beach and dune erosion with the moderate coastal flooding and electric. Please consult part of the local weather office here. And closer home, looking at the radar here on this. Late Thursday night here, we're seeing rainy conditions here throughout all of eastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, except for western portions of Rhode Island, which is low action, and also it is raining along the Mass Pike from Boston all the way up to central and western Massachusetts and up in the northern and western portions of Connecticut here, and around Yarmouth, around East Ham, around Cape Cod and Nantucket, and stretch up into southern New Hampshire and stretch to the extreme southern portions of Maine here. And it's raining on central eastern portions along on New York State, and it's also raining north of New York and east central portions of New Jersey here. Well, the rain is wind here. As we take a look at wind gusts so far right now, gusts up to 35 in Boston, 40 at Quonset Point, 47 out in Woodsole, 39 out in Martha's Vineyard, 41 in Nantucket, and 36 out in Provincetown, and 23 miles per hour in Worcester, and 24 out in Norwood, and gusts up to 36 out in Portsmouth, New Hampshire here, and seas up to 10 feet off the Long Island Sound and up to the southeast coast of Massachusetts and Cape Downs here, and somewhere down there, well, it is up to 12 feet along the shoals of New Hampshire here. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. Tonight, rain like a maybe before 1 a.m. Clouds got low about 52 degrees. Northeast about 10 and 14 miles gust size. 26 miles out of Chesapeake, 6%. Friday, rain like a maybe before 5 p.m. Petrified after 3 p.m. Otherwise, clouds got low about 55 degrees will be high. North about 15 miles gust size. 36 miles of Chesapeake, 7%. New precipitation miles between and 10 quarter inch possible. Friday night, rain like a maybe before midnight, and then chance of showers at midnight. Petrified between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. Otherwise, clouds got low at 50 degrees and not for about 13 miles with precipitation 6%. New precipitation between a quarter and a half inch possible. Saturday, chance of showers petrified before 1 a.m. 1 p.m. Then petrified after 5 p.m. Otherwise, clouds got high at 57 degrees. Northeast about 11 and 15 miles with gust size 43 miles an hour. Precipitation is 40%. New precipitation with less than 10 inch possible. Saturday night, chance of showers petrified after 7 p.m. Otherwise, most clouds got about 48 degrees. Northeast about 11 and 13 miles with gust size 40 miles an hour. Precipitation 30%. Sunday, chance of showers petrified before noon. Otherwise, most clouds got high about 60 degrees and precipitation 30%. Saturday night, most clouds got about 50 degrees. Monday, most clouds got high about 64 degrees. Monday night, tropical storm conditions possible. Could be, but I believe Joaquin will be at the sea with most clouds got about 51 degrees. Tuesday, sunny podcast got about 60 and about 48 degrees. Wednesday, most podcasts got about 70 about 48 degrees. And for Thursday, most sites got about 66 degrees. Right now, night temperature at 53 degrees. Light rain and humidity 86%. And that is going to be it for the Peter Channel 11 o'clock news. And it's late Thursday night, October the 1st, 2015. Please have a good night. See you tomorrow morning with a more report. Good night.